The Mel Carmine Show begins in just 1 minute. Support the movement. Visit QFS1776.com for exclusive one-of-a-kind merch that makes a powerful statement. Protect your wealth. Cash is trash. Go to carminesgold.com and secure real assets, silver, gold, delivered anywhere in the U.S. Text Mel at 786-704-8817. Looking to acquire XRP? Minimum is $10,000 investment, and there is no limit, even up to $100 million worth. Again, text Mel with full details at 786-704-8817 and allow up to 24 hours for a response. And if by chance you're visiting Cape Canaveral or you are a local, visit stayingalive.com, alive with 2 E's, and recharge your body at the cellular level. The show with your host, Mel Carmine, starts right now. Well, he used to be one of our co-hosts, but, he's here today because we have to make the announcement, the Quantum Summit, the Junior Quantum Summit in Cape Canaveral. We listen, we have a little bit of an issue. We're looking for a new location. We will have a location. It's going to be in the vicinity of the center. It's going to be amazing. And I could tell you that Mike Bara is an expert. He was on Ancient Aliens. He's an expert on the assassination of Kennedy. He's an expert in a lot of things. And you may or may not agree with everything he says, and we're not here to agree with everything, but I know one thing. The Quantum Summit is going to be a lot of fun. You know why? Because the movie, Dear Mr. President, Part 2, Dear Mr. President, Show Me the Money, a movie about the straw man, which I also know a thing or two about, which we will discuss here, is going to be making its debut, I believe, on the 28th. So we're going to do the first session. We're going to break for lunch. We're going to show the movie. And then immediately following that, we're going to show you how to get out of the Matrix with yours truly, Cobus. Cobus is going to get you out of the Matrix 100,000%. It's like we're going to put a shield around you that's going to be 18 inches thick of titanium steel, and no one can ever touch you again. Okay?
18 inches.
18 inches. That's a foot and a half.
About that big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
About that big. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really, really cool because, they've been bamboozling us with language for the longest time, as you know. You get married, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get remarried, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, hunting license, driver's license, any kind of license, it's a bond, and they trade that bond, and it gets interest on top of interest on top of interest. And how much are we worth? Hundreds of millions?
Well, I don't know about you, but I know that years ago, when I first found out about all this stuff in like 2009 from a guy named Brandon Adams, who's a genius, and you should I don't know if he did some time, let's put it that way, for telling people the truth. But if he wants to talk publicly, he'd be a great guy to add to future quantum summits. For a guy that used to be a friend, but he said, look, your birth certificate is a bond. And if you go in and, he gave us the idea, I went to Fidelity Investments and I went to mutual funds and I typed in my birth year, 1960. And, it came up with a value of $11.6 billion, right? And keep in mind, there are 10 Federal Reserve districts. So it's $11.6 billion times 10. So it's 111 billion dollars in value that my birth certificate bond had. And every time you sign anything, applications, financial instruments, that's where that money comes from. People think they print money out of nothing. No, they print it right out of your birth certificate bond. And that's the big lie that they've been telling us since they instituted the New Deal completely extra constitutionally in 1933. And it's a lot of money, Mel. We're all worth a lot of money. You're probably worth more now because you're younger and more productive than I am at my age.
Well, I'm actually getting younger because I live in my system staying alive and my telomeres are growing the opposite way.
You look great. I mean, the skin
I look amazing. Great. I look at myself and I pinch myself. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be 63. You know what I mean?
I gotta get there and go through the same process because I got a lot of.
I'm getting younger. We got the proof, and it's not from me. It's from Julie, who sent her blood down to Houston, Texas, an independent lab, and they said your telomeres in 1 month of sleeping in the system She slept every night for a month, went up by 23%. Hello, is anybody
Wow.
home?
Wow. I got to get me one of these beds because I need some help. I got all kinds of health problems. You know what happened to me? Can we talk about this? Can we go one
Sure,
side? First of all,
sure.
come to the Quantum Summit, Junior Quantum Summit. I don't think you should call it the Junior. I think you should just call it Quantum Summit 2026, but you're the marketing man, not me. You're the genius. Um, but come on down to the summit. You're going to hear this. You're going to hear all kinds of other really cool information. But guess what happened to me in November? I've been complaining about the cell service in my zip code. It's really crappy, really shitty. I mean, you get in your car and you drive and you're down to one bar. I'm 5 feet away from the house and I'm one bar. I mean, how do I even get a phone call in this house? I don't know. And I complained about it on Twitter and complained about it on Twitter. And about 2 months later, AT&T brought him in, complained. I got a knock on the door. And they said, well, we want everybody in this neighborhood to know that we've just upgraded all of the local towers to 5G plus. 5G plus is now, so you're going to get much better service. Well, I tested it out. I drove around. It wasn't any better. I still was getting one bar, maybe one bar of 5G plus, but it was one bar. So I get home, I go to bed, I wake up the next day, and I have lost 60% of the hearing in my left ear, and my dog, Barkley, has gone blind in one day. One fucking day of 5G plus service. And I'm still working with ear, nose, and throat people trying to recover that hearing loss. And it's a nightmare. Dizziness, hearing loss. And, we're just being assaulted by these technologies all the time, constantly hit with these EMF waves. And what you're doing at your center, your healing center, is something that needs to be spread around the world, especially here in America, all the time. Because I mean, if you were local to Vegas, I'd be living in your center for a couple
Oh,
months.
you would be my best friend, believe me. You would come every freaking
Well,
night.
I would be your best friend.
Yes. Yeah, you would be like sleeping right next to
You
Mel
might not be
Carmine.
mine, but I would definitely be
Well,
yours.
we already
I
good
would be
friends, but
like,
anyway.
Mel, hey, buddy, could I take you out and buy you a drink?
Yeah, let's talk about this guy, Brandon Adams, that you just threw at me. Is
Mhm.
he an expert in the straw man?
He is an expert in contract law and the straw man, and he taught me and a lot of other people everything that we know about these processes. A lot of the secret history of the United States I like to talk about that I did at the last Quantum Summit, and I suppose I'll be repeating that updated again. Is stuff I learned from him and went and checked it out. And I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a contract law expert. And unfortunately, a gentleman, the late Sean David Morton, started sort of blabbing around all of this stuff on how to get your taxes back as a tax return because you're actually issuing credit because our money is not really money, it's credit, it's not gold or silver, and got him in some trouble. And I know he's been out of the limelight for quite a while, but he used to teach classes in the LA area, the OC, and I'll try to hook you up with him. The only contact I have for him is an old phone number, an old email, and his Facebook page. But I just saw it the other day. Maybe it's not a coincidence, Mel. Maybe I saw Brandon post because I got to get you and him together.
Well, I'll
Maybe.
tell you what, if he would like to come down and be part of a panel or two panels, because there's going to be a lot of talking about the straw man, we're going to wake everybody up by hook or by crook, whatever it
Yep.
takes. The
Yep.
movie, I could tell you, is on a third grade, fourth grade level of education. It should piss everybody off because everybody's going to understand it and they're going to understand the level of the fraud, the level of the scam. And once they understand it, the only thing that they could feel is royally pissed off. And I
Hmm.
have a PhD, public high school diploma on pissing people off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good way to put it. I'm just working on my bachelor's at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, needless to say, I think that we are literally at the precipice of waking people up. We got my
Yeah.
good friend Jerry Reed coming down. He's sort of like a Sam Kinison. He yells at people, "You dumbasses, you don't know fucking nothing."
You people need to move where the food is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
And he is growing by leaps and bounds. Jerry Reed, you'll know who he is because he's got, as of yesterday, 420,000 subscribers. He's growing
Wow.
by 10, 15, 20,000 a day, despite the fact that Facebook is trying to hold him down. He's
Hmm.
breaking through the algorithms because he yells and he's getting through to people, and people feel compelled to manually share. I don't know what he's doing, but whatever he's doing, it's working. He's going to be there with an actual physical magnetic motor of sort that produces unlimited free energy on
Yeah.
stage.
Yep.
Okay.
Those devices do exist, and many have been invented in the last 100 years or so, and they've all been suppressed, or the people putting them out have been killed. So, it is a thing, though.
Yeah, yeah. So what's been going on with you? What's been going on with your podcasting career? Tell us a little bit about that. Have you been casted for the latest Ancient Aliens? Let us know.
No, first of all, I want to say that I'm very sorry to hear about my friend Nick Pope, who was an Ancient Aliens contributor. He's just recently revealed his diagnosis, stage 4 cancer, and I talked to Nick yesterday. He's well known in the UFO
We know who
community.
he is.
And Nick, he seemed very, very weak and very resigned. And I tried to talk to him about Fenben and ivermectin, but he's heard it all. He doesn't want to do it. I'm sure your health systems could help him a lot, but he's just at the point where I think he's kind of
Some people
checked
want to
out.
check out. Some people are ready to
Yeah,
go home.
and that's the thing is, Mel, is the world that's coming, the new world that guys like you and me are going to make. We're going to create. There's a lot of people who don't want to live in that world, and they're going to be moving on. They're going to be passing on, and it's just something we have to let happen, even though we don't may not like it. So it's sorry to hear that, and I hope that Nick changes his mind and tries some alternative therapies because it's not a lost cause yet. So, well, the main thing I did a sit down interview with AJ Gentili of the Y-Files. I don't know if you know AJ, but the Y-Files is a wildly popular YouTube channel, 5.5 million subscribers, something like that. And he's now doing a Rogan style interview thing. He just recently did Joe Rogan, and he did Tucker Carlson, and he did Sean Ryan, and AJ and I sat down a month or so ago, 6 weeks ago, and the episode came out a week ago, and it's got 1 million views. So hi to everybody who's just catching up to me on that, and that's been the main thing. It's been great, and they're very good, generous people, and AJ's
Oh, what
genuinely
happened?
interested in the Trinians, but the financial the financial stuff is definitely on the table for next time we talk, which is hopefully not going to be too long from now. So, we have a chance to start cracking the egg and letting all the goo out, and everybody can see what the truth is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, I can't wait for the trailer to be released on the Dear Mr. President, Show Me the Money. Just like Jerry Maguire. As a matter of fact, we got a little piece in there of Tom Cruise saying, Show me the money.
Good,
So
good.
that's great. And as much as we fell in love with all these actors, you know what's going on with the Epstein files, right?
Yeah,
Maybe we could talk
exactly.
a little bit about that. I like to have your take on it, and then I'm going to give the audience my take on it. And no, I'm not interrupting him. We're having a conversation. We're friends.
Yeah.
I'm not interviewing me. I'm not interviewing him, and he's not interviewing me. We're having a conversation,
That's right.
right?
It's like just like we're having a phone call or something. Well, first of
Exactly.
all, Mel, the thing is why the Quantum Summit is so important, the Junior Quantum Summit is so important is because even the people in charge of the financial reset, and I continue to hear as early as this weekend, we're going to start seeing some major movement on it. We've already seen silver shoot up, right? But but they don't want this part of it out. They don't want you to know where money really comes from. So you're still bucking the system. And even the people in charge, like Donald Trump, who we want to believe is on our side, is not 100% on our side because they don't want everybody to know that you're actually worth billions of dollars and they've been using your money, not their money, to finance this entire pedophile planet that we've been living on for the last 2,000 years. So,
I just gave you 4 mic drops. These are mic drops,
all right.
right?
Thank you. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you're absolutely spot on, and I'll tell you why. Because if we could if we could show the people the proof beyond a
Hmm.
shadow of a doubt, which is what the movie's intended to do,
Yeah.
and show them, and they believe, every American, every person in New Zealand, UK, because it's not only a United States scam. We started it here. You know, remember George Carlin? If you're born on this planet, you got a ticket to the freak show. If you're born in the United States, you got a front row seat. Well, you're in the front row seat, okay? And I
Yeah.
could tell you emphatically that if we could open the people's minds, and after we're done opening up their minds, give them all of the information, and after they watch the movie, let's just say for argument's sake, everybody believes with every fiber of their being that they're really worth this kind of money. Do you realize what kind of problems that causes for any administration?
Yep.
Nobody wants to go to work anymore. Why should I go to
No,
work? I'm worth $382 million.
exactly. Exactly. So it creates these massive problems. And also, then there has to be accountability for how you've been lied to since 1933 when they implemented the Gold Act and took all the gold away and took away a loyal title, which if you pay for your property in gold, nobody can tax it and nobody can take it. But they took that away in 1933. So there's all these lies that you've been told, and they don't tell you every time you sign a check for $100. Guess what? The bank gets $1,000 out of that. They give you your 100 to go pass on to your your brother, the next person you're paying, and they keep 900. They've been ripping you off like this for almost 100 years, if not longer. And if that comes out, you got a real revolution on your hands.
Well, didn't Bill Maher just say that he owes the QAnon people an apology?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And that's not really part of the QAnon thing, and nobody really knows who Q is, but
Right.
or was, but yeah, there's definitely some issues here that need to be resolved. And it's pretty for me, Mel. It's pretty simple. You want me to stop talking about this, then you give me access to my accounts. Okay, you give me access to my funds to do for humanity what I want to do, what I choose to do without interference, and I'll think about it. But they're not going to do that because if there's even a little bit of a crack in the system, then pretty soon the dam bursts and everything comes flying out. And that's why the Epstein files are being used as a massive distraction. Because when the financial change hits, when the financial flip hits, they don't want all of the attention focused on that one thing. It will focus on the finances, but I believe they think they can control how far those tendrils penetrate into the depths of how corrupt our financial systems really are by using stuff like the Epstein files. That's why I think it's almost kind of happening in parallel. Oh, Epstein. Oh, money. Oh, Epstein. Oh, money. I think that's what we're going to get for the next 6 to 9 months before the midterms.
I hope it's not that long, but I'm going to give you my take. But before I do that, guys, Quantum Summit 1776 tickets are still available for how long? I don't know. I don't know how fast they're going to speed up towards the end. It always happens like that. And we will be sold out. Make no mistake about it. So if I was you
Excellent.
and you want to come down, reserve your seat now. Guaranteed you got the
And
seat.
I had such a spectacular time at the last one, Mel. It was just fantastic.
Fantastic,
Like a
wasn't
year
it?
ago. Fantastic event. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And QFS1776.com/shop. If you have dogs that are eating flavored cardboard made in China that pose as dog food, it's not dog food. Your dog is eating cardboard, flavored cardboard, chicken, beef, fish, vegetables, all the bullshit. It's all flavored cardboard. That's why your dogs are dying at 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old with cancer. Okay. Go to QFS1776.com/shop. And there's a lot of things you could buy there. Shop with the good guys. And also carminesgold.com. Okay. Silver, gold, we can get you as much as you want. Minimum now is $5,000. We don't want to waste too much time. 5,000 is the minimum. And also, if you want a lot of XRP, minimum is $10,000, nothing less. And for the same number, you can contact us for the gold and silver, but text us first, 786-704-8817, 786-704-8817. And staying alive with two E's at the end, staying alive with two E's, The other one belongs to the Bee Gees in Cape Canaveral, 166 Center Street. Come down and say hello to us in person, because that's where we might have the actual event. We could fit every bit of 200 people. It might be a little bit not too comfortable, but it'll be fine. But you having 200 bodies in there is like having 200 antennas made up 75% of water. The energy is going to go through the roof, and maybe God wants me to have it there because he wants to expose the technology,
Maybe.
right? And people are
Maybe.
going to come in, and say, Mel, I used to have a neck pain for 12 years. It was chronic and it's no longer here. And we might get testimonials like that by the end of the summit. So maybe I got to listen to God instead of listening to the Mel Carmine for a change, right? But I'm going to give you my take on Donald Trump. Here's what I think. He's a master troller. We know that he's a master chess player. We know that he's genius, even though he doesn't sound like a genius. He doesn't go out of his way to use big college words to try to sound like a genius, which is perfect. I think what he's doing is he's trolling people. Say, hey, we don't need to worry about this Epstein thing. We got bigger fish to fry, which we know now. We're going through the documentation. We know this is some serious shit. When you got women on a table, on a dining table, giving birth, okay, and I don't want to get too graphic for YouTube purposes, and they're giving birth onto a dinner plate, and then you know what happens to the baby. Use your fucking imagination, okay? Use your fucking imagination. I didn't say it, but you're thinking it. I didn't say it, but you are thinking it. And what you're thinking is right. Okay? That's the kind of stuff that is going on. And we have it documented. And Donald Trump is saying, oh, don't worry about it. That's not a big deal. He is trying to buy himself an insurance policy. What do I mean by that? He needs the entire country to rise up against him because he's trolling you. He's basically saying if the entire 360 million people or 320 million people, however many live in America legally, okay, rise up, then I know I have an insurance policy, and my insurance policy for me and my family is well taken care of because the people have risen. He wants us to rise to send him the message, and once we all rise, the arrests will begin. That's my take on it. Let me know what you think.
Well, I think that's probably very close to the reality. It's hard to figure it out because he's made so many what appear to be self-inflicted errors on the surface, but may not be actually self-inflicted wounds. They may just be people, trying to get people to look at this thing, trying to get people to go through the Epstein files. They just did a thing the other day where Pam Blondie, who I don't think any of us like very much, she was in front of Congress, and basically what it came out is that they gave Congress access to the Epstein files to go through anything and search anything they want, but they recorded what they search for in this Prima JPAL, one of the most worst radical leftist communist witches in the Congress. Turned out that the first thing she did when she went to the Epstein files is searched her own name. Well, why would you do that? Because you're involved with the guy and you want to see if they've caught you. And they set up so many Congress people doing that. So there is this clever master game going on, but I do wish they would get on with it. I think a lot of us are ready.
We want that to happen, but the thing is this. Okay, let me ask you the question in a different way. It's the same question, but in a different way. You live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay. If Las Vegas put odds on this particular bet, that if everybody in America was to rise up, all 320 million, 318 million, 317 million of us.
Yeah, are we talking about the legal people or the
right?
Illegals?
The legal people, 317 million. Let's say there's only 317 million of us, 360s with the illegals, right? But there's 317 million of us, and we all rise up, right? The bet is that if that happened, or when that happens, that Donald Trump is going to do the arrests, and that bet pays 10-1 in Las Vegas. Would you take that bet, sir?
Oh, yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking it because I think it's going to happen. I think the arrests have to start happening this year. Absolutely. So, yeah.
That means you put up $1,000 bet, you get back 10,000 plus your original 1,000, right?
Right. Or
that's an easy bet.
10,000 and get back 100,000. So I'm taking that.
America rises up. We protest from coast to coast, north, west, southeast, south, central, whatever, the whole thing. Everybody synchronize your watch. Monday morning, not this Monday, but the following Monday, we all rise up. We're protesting. We're not going to work. We're gonna be out on the street. Okay, we're gonna call Staples and Office Max and get those beautiful signs made up that are going to resemble the ones that George Soros used
The
with
ones that
BLM,
Soros, yeah,
right?
distributes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. And we're going to be all uniformed, okay? And we're going to have all the signs. 317 million people rise up. You bet your bottom dollar when Donald Trump sees that, the arrests will commence.
yeah,
Period. End story.
because what you're saying is what he's trying to do, so he doesn't look like a dictator. Is he's trying to get the people to demand that he do what he already wants to do, and that's the game that appears to be being played right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, we should do more shows more often because you and I
Yeah,
see eye to eye on so many things. It's unbelievable, man.
yeah. Well, it's because
Yeah.
you're a smart guy, Mel.
I don't know about being smart. I just been around the block a few times. You know, the wet behind the ears is starting to dry off, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, you
But
don't have as much hair back there to dry off. I still got a little.
so I might be in Vegas, by the way, at a private event that I'm not allowed to mention. It's by invitation only.
All right. Well,
Right before the event. So
okay.
I'll be
Well,
flying
that's
back on the 25th, and
yeah,
on the 27th we're gonna have the event.
yeah. 20, yeah, 20.
27th is gonna be just strictly mingle and networking and hanging out with your tribe, dancing. Maybe I'll have some karaoke there. It's gonna be right on the beach, right next door. The most likely it's gonna be right next door to the sandbar in Cocoa Beach.
Okay.
Um, we're not sure yet. We haven't made a final decision on that, but that's I got to go look at the place today, and we're looking for a bigger place because the Lord also is telling me that I believe we're going to sell a lot more tickets than we can fit upstairs, unless He just gets me to 200 sales, right? And then He cuts me off, letting me know
Yeah.
that says, no, we just want you to fill up your center so that the word could spread about this wonderful
Yeah,
biophotonic
because when
scalar wave technology, right?
it's offsite, I mean, you can talk about the center, but it's way different than experiencing it. And I never even got over there at the last Quantum Summit. I wanted to go over and see it and sit in the beds and all that stuff, but I didn't get a chance to get over there. So
Well, this time you might be marinating in it for 2 days.
that's fine. Now, well, I bet you I'm going to feel fantastic after those 2 days.
You will.
Will
Absolutely, you will.
will I be able to leave my little blue pills at home, just in case I meet
Maybe, yes.
the next
Maybe.
ex Mrs. Bara, in case I meet her there? So, sorry, folks. Sorry.
Well, no, you never know who you'll meet, right? I think you met
Oh no,
somebody the
I
last
no,
time.
I met some great people there that I had not met before, and hopefully can maintain some of those
Yeah.
friendships.
And,
So yeah,
and we could go through the lineup. We got some really cool people coming. Let me see here. Put up the website. I don't remember everybody. It's changed daily, you know. We might
yeah.
have, there's a very, very good possibility that my good friend Trennis Evans, who was handpicked by the administration, is coming down.
We should get some Maha people down there too. See if we can get
Oh, that would
Secretary
be great.
Kennedy.
Well, no, we do
Secretary
actually have
Kennedy.
one. Yeah, we do
Yeah.
actually have one that's what's his name? Jim Gale.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure if this has been updated, but we all know Jerry Reed, the guy who's blowing up on Facebook. He'll be there. Senator Fincham, Dr. John Halper Hayes has committed. She's coming. We got
Good.
the great Jim Gale. We got Senator Richard Mack has committed to coming down. Tom Althouse,
Oh
Sheriff
yeah,
Mack.
Tom's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
Tom
love Tom.
Althouse, who was the actual guy who created the screenplay for the movie The Matrix, and Warner Brothers stole it and gave it to the Chayefsky brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll be down there. We got a CEO of a cryptocurrency company
I think they're the
slash.
Wachowski sisters now, Mel.
There you go. we
They
got
can't seem to decide either. So
yeah, we got Dimitri coming down, who's the CEO of a cryptocurrency slash social media thing that's going down. That's gonna be huge. We got the digital sisters, digital asset sisters coming down. They teach you how to buy all the assets, how to put it onto your wallet, how to keep everything safe. It's like a service
mhm.
that they do. Versan, at least he's telling us that he's coming. We got Nolan Stone. I think he's a crypto breakfast or something like that. Coffee and crypto. Coffee and crypto.
Coffee and crypto.
Yeah, coffee and crypto will be there. I think James Lovett is part of his team, if I'm not mistaken. And we got
Sweet.
one person. I don't even know if we're allowed to mention it yet. Are we allowed to mention that guy? Not yet. Okay, we got a surprise guest coming. He's
Good.
confirmed. Okay. Oh, by the way, getting back to the movie, I know we're jumping all over the place here, and it's okay.
Sure,
It
it's
makes for
okay.
a good conversation. Amber did pay a bill,
Hmm.
and it was successful. We've had seven other people pay bills that day, that same day, all successful with the Social Security number, the bond.
Don't mention where you heard that.
Yes,
Please,
we
just don't
won't.
mention, don't
We don't.
associate with certain people
We
who
don't
may or
want to
may
see
not.
Mike
Yeah, yeah.
Bara in handcuffs.
No, we don't. We don't. But that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so we have a lady who we just reached out to. Everybody knows who she is. She's a superstar. I can't mention her name. And we're trying to get her down here. If we could get her down here, she's got a story to tell about paying a bill. And
Hopefully that name is Sydney Sweeney,
it was a rather large bill.
but
It
okay.
was a
Yeah.
rather large
Let's get
credit
Sid on
card
this one.
bill.
Let's call Sydney
Yeah.
Sweeney and tell her to come on down. Let's get her
Yeah,
on.
right, right. Yeah. So, yeah, bro,
All right,
I'm
well,
looking forward to seeing you, man.
you too, and me too, and yeah, when you're in Vegas, if you have time, let's grab a drink. Absolutely, and if not, I'll see you in Cape Canaveral a couple days later. So,
Well, let me talk to my people. Let's see if I can get you to that private meeting. That would be great.
okay, that'd be great too. That'd be
You
also
know?
great.
So,
And off the air, I want to tell you about a brush with greatness that I had off
oh,
the air.
yeah, off the air, off the air.
As soon as we get done.
Yeah,
But yeah,
guys, don't forget Quantum Summit 1776.com. Go reserve your seats now because I'm telling you, we will sell out. Not maybe 100 trillion%. QFS1776.com. Everything you need is there. Follow us on social media. If anybody comes at you and says, I'm Mel Carmine, you need to register your XRP with the Quantum Financial System. That is a scam. And if you do that, you're going to get ripped off. Okay.
oh,
If you hang out on our website, which is a free education, priceless, priceless. All the information we put there is priceless. Okay. CarminesGold.com, staying alive with two E's.com. We'll catch you guys on the next one, and we look forward to seeing you at the Quantum Summit. How do they find you, by the way?
me, Mike Barrett. Just type in Mike Barrett in Google. It's Bara, just one R. But MikeBarrett.blogspot.com or check me out on Mike Barrett 333 on X.
Mike
So
Barra 333 on X. Okay,
uh,
very cool.
right now this week you're going to get a lot of football tweets, but
Anybody is welcome to take you out to dinner, right? If they want to take you out to dinner,
absolutely, yeah.
you're
Especially
down.
I already have a date for Valentine's Day, but other than that, I'm free. I'm free other than that. So,
Okay, cool.
all
Super
right,
cool.
man.
Thank you.